Hey guys, it's Casey here. I just want to go over real quick the time rule change as well as the tournament rounds procedure changes. I want to say I just personally love the time rules. I know everyone's upset about it. They think you're just going to get suicide bombed out of tournaments and all this crazy stuff, but let's just be honest here for a second, guys. How many times have you actually lost or tied when you think you should have won? For me, it's happened a lot. And unfortunately, sometimes I've beaten people when they should have beat me, or it should have been a longer game just because of time. Now you don't have to play super fast because you don't want to like lose to the clock. So like if you're going first of 10 minutes, you don't want to rush your combo just so that they can try to play and break your board, or you don't have to worry about them going first and then you having to be able to possibly do damage to them, or they burn you on their first turn or whatever. Like all that stuff's gone. You have an extra 5 minutes, just finish the match. Like that's all it really is, right? And there's no like, the thing about it is like with the old time rules is there was an incentive to like abuse the rules to get a tie or a win, but now that's not the case. You don't have that ability anymore. So at worst you are just genuinely suicide bombing you and your opponent, but you're not benefiting from it because you're gonna lose, right? And I think that's like the big thing. I think a lot of people are misunderstanding about what this rule is supposed to do. It's supposed to stop people from abusing the rules in their favor. Now it's always going to be not in your favor when you go into time and you don't win. So I personally love that rule. I hope it fixes a lot of things. I know for the first few weeks, people are going to be really upset about just like, oh my gosh, this guy didn't finish and we both just lost. And it's like, well, to be honest, you would have probably had a tie. Or if the time rules were the old time rules, they might have just used something to burn you in time to win anyways. So most of the time it would have been a loss regardless. Now you don't have to worry about the way you build your deck. You don't have to worry about whether you go first or second, depending on the time in the game. Like now it's just you play what's optimal and you just try to play as well and as fast as you can. Now, what's interesting that I was not, like at first when I first saw it, I wasn't too sure about, where it's only top 8 cut. I think people are mixing this up a little bit. It's not that you don't get a top 32 of standings. It's that only the top 8, first through 8th, actually get to play on in the tournament. You will still get your prizing in top 32, and also if you break into top 16, you'll still get all those prizes, the card trooper and the veiler and the sleeves and the dice and all that. You still will get all that stuff. You just won't be able to get to play anymore. But like at first glance, like it sucks because my 2 YCS Premier top cuts are both in top 16 and my Nationals is top 64. So that part sucks because it's like I would have never been able to play top cuts had this been the rule the whole time. But also like you still get your prizing and it's still very hard to get into that. And you still had to like think about it like this. You still have to make day 2, win those 2 extra rounds that would have put you in 32, and then you got to play 2 more rounds to solidify that top 8. So it's like you're still like there, you're still like went very far. You just don't get to sit in the top cut anymore and play earlier. You have to do it way later, which is like top 8. Apparently that was a thing way back in the day. Like SJCs I think were top 8 or top 16 anyways. So for a lot of the older players, they love it anyways. And honestly, I just view it as like a regional. Like honestly, like regionals in California are always 9 or 10 rounds anyways. So whenever I go to like a 10 round YCS, I'm like, I just have to top a regional. So that part to me wasn't like too out of the world, right? Because you play a 10 round regional and you have to go X1 anyways to make top 8. So it's not new to me. What I do like is that top 8 now does not have a time limit, which I think is super awesome. They now get to just play with time not as a factor. They still have to play at a good pace, but now again those like time issues won't matter in top cuts. You have more time to think, better plays. Again, you don't have to alter your strategy in top cut based on the time. To me that's like a good change, because the shitty part was like you always had to like change your deck in order to like acclimate for that issue of time, or you had to like change your strategy of like when you go first, when you go second, like do I play Solemn Judgments and cards that lose life? Like that's just not a factor anymore. We can just play good Yu-Gi-Oh, not care about the time, and like play the good cards because they're good, not because of some number on the clock. That's just really my thoughts. Let me know what you guys think. Honestly, like I think the time rule is really good, and I think people will understand that more when they run into more games or players they play where they don't actually just lose in time for no reason, or they tie and it basically was a loss. And the top cut, we will have to see. I think the older players like it more. The newer players might not like it, but realistically, guys, like if we're not people that we're gonna make it into top 8 very often anyways, like how much does it really matter? Like I have a few premier tops and I still haven't made it to the top 8. So, you know, I can't even really say like it's whack or lame because I can't even make it there myself, you know. So thank you guys for watching. Thank you for bearing with me. I'm in the back of my mom's house right now. I'm house sitting for the weekend, so you know, not a nice background, didn't get super great edits, but I appreciate you guys watching. I haven't been playing in a while. I just wanted to kind of save money, see where the game goes, see what their new rollouts were as far as rules and prizes and cards. But I think these are positive changes, and this is something that like could bring me back into the game. Thank you guys. Thank you for watching. Have a good one.